Hi everyone, welcome to Weight Formation. So a quick check, am I audible to everyone? A quick audio check, guys. Just a quick audio check. Am I audible to everyone? Yeah. So who we have today with us? We have Guru, Hitesh, Islam, Sachin, Surya. Maybe others will be joining us soon. So let's wait for the next 1 minute and we'll be starting it, okay? Because as the message, it was starting on 9:30. Let's wait for the next 1 minute. I'm going to start at sharp 9:30, okay? Yeah. So again, a quick audio check to everyone who are new joinees. Am I clearly audible to everyone? Am I clearly audible to everyone? So that we can start the session. Okay, great. So how many of you have actually did the historical stuff today? Have lighted some dias or some torches or something? How many of you were have done this today? Actually, that was a historic moment for all the Indian guys, right? So how many of you have done that? Anyone? I did. Great. So only Ankit did this, no one else initiated this. For others, it's time waits or something. Mhm. The question was for the Indian guys that how many of you actually lit some diyas or some torches or something at 9 p.m. on today's day? That was an order of the Prime Minister of India, so that's why. Okay. Yeah, I actually also did it. That was an amazing moment. We could live this historical moment, guys. It comes once in many years. It was a Diwali without lights. Epic. Okay, so let's start with the session for the day. Today we'll discuss where did we live yesterday. I have to see it. Day 7. We were discussing the infinite clock that was done. Today we have to discuss the loops. Correct? So let's start with the loops for the day. So what are loops, guys? Anyone who knows about them? What is mind around loops in a generic term? What do you mean by around loops? When I say something is going in loop, so what does that mean? Anyone? I am audible, right? Yeah, I thought I'm not audible. Number of iterations. Are you guys not in a mood to study today or something like that? Because you guys are not participating. No, right? Loop sourcing again and again. The audio is not crispy clear. Okay, so let me just slow down my fan. I believe that is because of that. Now, I believe now the audio is clear to everyone. Mm-hmm. The audio is clear this time. So I just turned my fan down. So yeah. That might be the background noise. Okay. So today we have to start with something called loops. Okay. But volume little low. Actually, this is the highest I can speak because I am having a throat infection, as I already mentioned in my last class. Yeah, actually, there's a dog in my house, so yeah, he's outside. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. So let's continue. Today we have to discuss about loops. So loops are nothing but loops are some iterative statements that we follow. Loops is something which is in Python we say if you want to execute a group of statements multiple times, then we use the iterative statements. There are two types of loops available with us. The first one is the for loop, and the second one is the while loop. So we have two different types of loops, two different types of iterative statements. I repeat myself, iterative statement is something in Python which we want to execute a group of statements multiple times, then we use these types of statements. So let's start with the for loop stuff. Yeah. So the syntax, the very first thing is for what is for loop, by the way. So for loop is something for for loop is something. Let me write it down here. Um, okay, for because we something like for every element present in the collection or sequence, we can say it can either be a selection or a sequence. And then if we want to perform any activity, then we use for loop. So as the name clearly specifies, as the statement specifies, for every element present in the collection or a sequence, what is the term collection or sequence means, guys? Collection or sequence simply means a collection of multiple types of data all together. If we want to perform an operation of these types of data, suppose a list, we have a list of 10 numbers and I want to perform an operation of these 10 numbers, I can do the same using a for loop, which is using the iterative statements. Okay, so let me do it like this. Syntax of for loop. What is the syntax of the for loop? We simply write something like this: for x in sequence, perform the activity. What is the in called here, guys? What is this in? What is this in? In here is called the membership operator. In here is called the membership operator, which simply means as the name specifies. So I'll show you an example of this also. So as an example, let's take I have a string. So let me take a string. Mm, I say value one equals. I'm taking an input from the user this time. Enter the value. Enter the value one. Okay, and I'm saying I'm using my own the syntax which is given here, which is called for x in sequence. Now the sequence which I'm receiving here is the value itself. How is the value one a sequence? This will be a sequence of characters. Value one will be the sequence of characters. What activity do I want to perform on this sequence? I want to just print these values. I just want to print these values. So if you see it, let me show you. First of all, let me execute it. Enter the value one. I'm saying Ashish if you clearly see the output, it prints me down ASHISH. So what is this X exactly doing here? The X is the item. The X is the item, is the position. You can say X is the position which is being iterated every time. So the first time X is in the value 1. Value 1 I entered as Ashish. So for X in Ashish, X value starts from 0. For 0 in Ashish, print the element at 0th position. So the element at 0th position, it printed me A. In the similar fashion, next time for 1 in value 1, which is Ashish, which is what is the value at position number 1, it is S, and so on. So this is a very basic example of for loop. Okay, now let me take one more example for you guys. So let us now try to print the let me modify the same example again, and let me try to print the value that will make it more clear. So I'm saying print the character the character present at, let me take the position index, I'm taking index value as well. Okay, now dot format. For the first one, I'm taking the value as X, and the second one is I'm taking the value as, okay, let me say I'm starting it from 0. mm, Let me iterate it, just give me a second. I'm saying I equal to 0. So first one is your I and second one is your X, and every time I'm just updating my I. I'll explain it to you. Let me execute it. So enter the value 1, which is Ashish again. So let me just copy the complete output. So we have a question. Did you cover for loop yesterday as well? No, Purus, we're discussing for loop for today only. We have not discussed it yesterday. Just give me a second. Yeah. Yeah. So let me explain the output. So the value which I entered is Ashi. Okay. So it says the character present at 0 because I started from 0. Index is 0th index is A. So at the character starting at the 0th index is A. At the first index is S. Second index is H, and so on. So this X is actually iterating itself, adding 1 in itself in every iteration. The way we are doing for I equal to I plus 1, in a similar fashion, the X is also responsible. So is this example clear to you, everyone? Is this example clear to everyone? All others? Is the given example clear? Is there any rule on where we have to start the statement from? I'm not getting it, Purush. Okay, let's go by one. So Purush, you're saying, is there any rule on where we have to start the statement from? You're saying, I mean, print function printing from X starts in uh, what? A booby line? Hmm, what does this word means, Purush? Um, can we keep print just below 4? Not result, just a guy. So there are so many questions. I'm getting confused. Just give me a second. Let's take them one by one. Okay. Mm, okay. So you for Rohit, I come to your question. Okay, I'm unmuting you. Mm, and Purush. Yeah, tell me,
Hey,
Purush.
Ashish.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, Ashish, I was checking, is there any rule on indentation? Like we are starting print
Mm,
after some space. Can we keep print just below 4?
yes.
Would it work?
No, no, no. No, it will not work. It will throw you an error. Indentation is very much important in flow of control. I yesterday also told it, be your if conditions or any X or Z conditions, indentation is very much important. So once you do something like this, you will be receiving an error. See,
Okay, because
it's something indent expected.
we are working on an editor, so here we know when we're pressing the enter, it is taking us to that position.
Hmm.
But if we are using just console, there it will not take print
In that case,
to a
you have to
certain
give a
position.
tab. Yeah, in that case, you
Okay.
have to give a tab.
Okay, so
Yeah,
in
always keep in
all these
mind,
cases,
indentation is very much important. Yeah.
okay, so one tab would be required in these cases, right?
Yes, yes. In case if you're working on a console machine, then a tab is required. But keep in mind,
Okay.
whatever you're using should be common throughout the program. I mean, if you're using tab as your indent character, then use tab everywhere. If you're giving spaces, then give spaces everywhere. Otherwise, you'll be receiving an error from Python.
Okay,
Okay.
even one space would also work, you are saying.
Yeah, spaces will also work if I give one, two, three, four. If I'm giving four spaces like this, and in the next line I'm using a tab, then Python will throw you an error. It will say indentation issue. So either use the spaces or use tab in the console machine. That is a very common error that we guys face. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm little confused on this again. What I'm saying, can you just use one space bar? You have given 4. Should
Your
print
voice
always
is your
be?
voice is breaking, Purush. Can you speak it again?
I'm saying in any case, do we need to keep print just below X?
In any case, that can happen only if whenever you're writing something after your inside after completing your core block, you can print something here like simple, and the code will continue to flow. So if I say continue to flow, so this print statement will work after executing the code block. In any case, you
Okay.
cannot directly print the for block like here. It will definitely give you an error. There is no such case
Okay.
available in Python. Indentation is very much important. Yeah.
Okay, Ashish. Thank you.
Well, so who's the next one to ask me something? It's print line is not clear. Such a node is not clear in which print line. This is the simple print line. So, okay, let me explain this print line one more to you, one more time. So it says character present at this index is this. So I'm saying the character present at the 0th index. The character present at the 0th index is A. The character present at the first index, character present at the first index is S, and so on. So this is what the print line is trying to explain you here. And I've used I because I am starting my index positions from 0 and I'm adding 1 every time the loop is executing. Is it clear, Sachin? So Guru, you're saying I understand the explanation, but how are you writing? But how you are writing for loops? So there is no problem at all in writing a for loop, Guru. Just always keep in mind the syntax. Python for loops are very easy to use. It simply says for. You have to use this for as a keyword. X in place of an X, you can give anything. You can give any name of a variable. So this actually works like a pointer to all the elements inside your sequence. So let me take more example. Let me open Excel sheet that will make it more understandable. Mm, yeah. Now suppose the stuff I entered is ASSISH. So with the positions, they are at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Let me centralize it. Now I'm saying for x. Now I'm saying, just a second, let's give an equation. I'll come to you, Islam. So now I'm saying for x in this sequence. For x in this sequence. So x is nothing. For the first time, is this number 0. So it prints me the value at the position 0. So when x is 0, the value to be printed is a. Now once the 0th stuff is completed, it will move to the next value. So when x is, it says now when x is 1, do this stuff. Now once the work is completed, it moves here. It says when x is 2, print this value. So that is what we are doing here for x in value 1. For all the positions, in value 1, these are the positions, Guru. These are the positions for all and each and every position inside my sequence. This is my sequence. Ashish is my sequence. These are my positions. So I'm saying for all the positions inside my sequence, the x is the position. Print, perform the following activity on every position in that sequence. Is this clear this time, Guru? How am I writing the for loop? How am I writing the for loop? Is it clear? Yeah. So Islam, you are asking me what. So you have raised a question downstairs, and the down also you are saying how to count 1 to 20 with for loop. I'll come to that in the next topic. After this, I'll explain it to you. Polish is done. Is this equivalent of TEH for each Java? What do you mean by this, Ashwin? Mm. And Islam, you're asking me one more question. You are saying, um, can you take sample examples as well, meaning examples of numbers rather than taking the inputs from each user? Okay, I'll give the sample example in the next 1 minute. I'll come to that. And you are saying how is this format working inside the print statement? We discussed in the last classes. This is the syntax we use, the format, the way we use the isolation operator, in the similar way we use the format also. You can refer a few previous videos. Ashwin, you're saying to unmute you. So let me give me a second. Yeah, tell me, Ashwin.
Yeah. So Ashish, my question was like, in Java with Selenium, I've used for each loop where, like given any string, okay,
Yeah,
it
this is
actually
similar
prints
to
the
for
string.
each loop.
This is basically the for each loop for Python, right? I just wanted to
Yeah,
understand.
yes,
Compare
yes.
that.
You can compare that. The for
Okay.
each loop, the way it works in Python is a similar fashion. It works in for each is in Java, and in
Okay.
case of Python, we do not have any stuff like for. We simply have
Okay.
this for loop, which works similar to for each.
Okay. And so this can also be, you have in Java, you have two loops, which is one is the for loop, which is actually a for int I equal to 1, you initialize and this thing.
Yeah, we do not have something. We do not have anything like that in Java. In Python, we
Oh,
only have the for each types of thing. Yeah.
so the incremental operator will be always inside the loop because,
Or yes, that will always be one. But we can
okay.
change it. I'm coming to that in the next topic in the next 2 minutes. We can change it, but by default it will be one.
Oh, okay. Okay, Ashish. No, just wanted to thank you. Thanks for the
Yeah,
clarification.
yeah. We have an increment operator. We are just coming to it. So till here is everything clear to everyone? This example. Till here the example is clear to everyone. Sorry. I think you guys have not taken your meal for the day. That you're not even able to type yes. Yeah. Can you take one more example? Yeah. So I'm coming to the next example, which is sorry guys, my voice is not clear. I'm having a throat infection, so ignore that. Yeah, let me come to the next example. The next stuff that I want to discuss is is the range operator. Is the range, I'll not say that is an operator, that is a function. So we have something called range when we use the term Python. So what is range? It is actually used when we have to print a given statement multiple times. So you can say when we need to perform an activity on we have to perform an activity multiple times. This is similar. Okay, we have one more question, I believe. What is three dots? These three dots are three inverted commas, which is used as a for comments. For multiple line comments, we use three dots. I told in the last class also. So these three dots are used. Three inverted commas are used together for multiple lines of comments. Okay. So range is when we need to perform an activity multiple times. So we have three different forms. We have three forms. We can use range. So the first form is, we can see the syntax says give the range and the value n. What is n? Is so in this case what will happen? This is just a second, guys. Yeah. So this this is always going to represent numbers. I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to represent the numbers from 0 to n minus 1. Just keep in mind, this is an important note, guys. Range always works till from 0 to n minus 1. Suppose if I'm saying range 10, it prints you all the values for 0 to 9. As an example, if I say, if I want to print, let me give another input here. Let me say, I'll choose for some time. Okay. So I'm saying, if the question you were asking me, if I want to print all the elements from 0 to 10, how will I do this? That is very simple. Again, for x in range 10, print x, as simple as it can be. So I'm saying for x in range 10 are the numbers from 0 to 9, print all the numbers. So if I execute it, you can see as an output, it starts from 0, and it ends at 9. Okay, so range always takes the values from 0 to n minus 1. Range always takes the values from 0 to n minus 1. Now the next question comes. What in case if I want to print values in middle of 10 to 20? I want to print all the values from between 10 to 20. So that is the second form that we can use the range function for. So the range is n comma m. What is this? This means it represents the number from m to n minus 1. Represents the number from m. So let me take this as m to avoid confusions. Represents the number from m to n minus 1. So let's take an example. For x in range 10 comma 21, I want to print all the numbers in 20. So I'm printing x. Now if I execute it, now you can see it starts from 10. And prints all the numbers till 20. Prints down all the numbers till 20. Is there any way to print the results in the horizontal format instead vertically. So try this at your own. There is definitely a way, but try this at your own. Okay. I can give you an example. We have something called end. We have something called end. Now if you do this, so I actually did it for you. So this is a feature of your print statement. My three dots are not working. Islam, these are not three dots. These are three inverted commas. These are three inverted commas which are available to the left side of your enter key. Okay. Yeah, so Hitesh, I hope you got your answer. In case if you want to print all the numbers in a vertical format or whatever the delimiter you want to give, you can use something called end. This is an inbuilt function for the print operator, and you can give anything as an end operator. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this was the second form we can use. Your what do you call it, the range function. The third way we can use the range function is the third way we can use the range function is using the increment and the decrement operator. So I'm having m comma n comma increment, increment or decrement operator. So let me give you an example directly in this case. So for x in range, suppose I want to print all the numbers again from 10 comma 31, and this time I want to give an increment of 2. Every time how many additions should be there? There should be 2 additions. So I'm saying print x, and let me give the n equal to x. Now if I execute it, it will, okay, so this is confusing. You can see actually this is the output. This is the actual output which says which prints all the even numbers. You can say this like that. If this is a single line code for to print all even numbers between two given numbers. So you can do that by using 10 to 30 or using just two here to increment 2 every time. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? To avoid some confusion, let me write here range part 3. Now if I run, so yeah, this is range part. This is the next output, which prints you all the numbers from 10 to 30 with an increment. Since this is a positive number, so this is an increment operator. So let me just give you an example for the decrement one as well. So range part 4. This time I'm adding a new line. Range part 4, and here I'm saying print me all the numbers from 52 to 10, and there should be a decrement of -2. There should be a decrement of -2. Now if I execute it, it says range part 4, all the numbers from 52 to 12, and every time it is subtracting 2. So this is the decrement value. I hope the question you asked raised, Ashwin, is clear now. I hope the question you raised is clear now, Ashwin. So anyone having any problem with this, all these three types of range functions? Any questions if anyone wants to ask? How you guys got everything? So because that is very simple in case of Python, loops are not at all a headache. Tell me, Manoj, what question do you have? Just type me here the question. How the output is printed when we give two print statements? You mean if I add one more print statement here, Lohita? You're trying to say something like that? Print x. So you're saying, so output will, let's see, how will it be printing? Print x, okay. Let me execute it. So that is a new discovery for me as well. So this is how the output will be printed. So see, by default, for this statement, when it comes to this print statement, Lohita, it prints you down the value of x, which is 52, as it just takes the end operator as a space. This is as an end operator. Then it again comes to the next statement. It prints the value of x, which is again 52. Now for this print statement, by default, the end operator is a new line. So it moves to the next line. It moves to the next line. It again performs the same operation. So that is the reason you are getting the output like this. Okay. I think I explained. Is it clear this time why I am saying this? So see, Lohita, let me explain it to you one more time. So there are two print statement, guys. For the first print statement, I'm giving the end stuff as a single blank space. But by default, for this one is a new line. So when this starts the loop, for the first time it prints the value of x. So the value of x for the first time printed is 52. Then it adds a space. For this, it works as an end operator. It adds a space. It moves to the next statement. It prints the value of x again. And for this print statement, by default, the end is the next line. So it comes to the next line and the loop continues to follow. Yeah. Is it clear this time, Louisa? So that is the reason this is printed like this. Anyone having any other questions in this? For loops are very easy and you'll be getting familiar to this with the assignment I will give posting you by tomorrow, because there will be approximately whatever the extra amount of questions. All the questions will be actually completely based on loops only. So till that time, if you guys have any questions right now in this, you can ask me. Unmute me, please. Just give me a second, please. Yeah, tell me.
Hi, Asif. Actually, the question is just for, I mean, printing in the same line, whenever we are using range function, it is printing in same line, right? Intentionally, we have printed in new line in the range part 4. So why it is printing in the same line? I mean, sometimes let's suppose in real scenario we are using range function, and at that time, if such scenario happen, then how can we use? I mean, we will use always.
The question is not clear to me. Can you ask the question again?
See, I mean, range. Whenever we are using range function, it is printing in the same line, right? So if
it is printing in the same line. It is not important whenever you're using range function, it is printing in same line. So the range actually, the print statement is moving in the next line because of this. We are using end equal to space. That is why it is printing you the space here. Otherwise, by default, print always moves to the next line. Okay. Still, just continue your question.
Yes, yes. I have seen in this example. I mean, previous 2-3 examples. There is no specific. I mean, a specific pattern. Sometimes it is printing in vertical, and sometimes it is printing in a horizontal line, and sometimes it is printing in the same line. So that's why I got confused here.
So that was the only question that was raised by Lohita, that in case if you have to print these stuff in different ways, then how will we do it? So I'm just giving you all the examples in case if you want to print everything in a horizontal format, you can use this. If in case if you want to print all your data in a vertical format, you can use this. And in case we want to print it in a single line, I've already mentioned you can use like this. So these are different types of examples, the way we can print our data. That is it.
See, in the above example, in part 3, it is also printing in the vertical form, no?
It is, yeah. So that is not at all a problem, right? Because that is because we have given n equal to space. So wait a second, Lovita, I am unmuting you. Can you answer Praveer's question? So I'm unmuting you as well at the same time. Just answer Praveer's question. Yeah, Praveen, ask them now.
Yes, yes, please.
So Lovita, can you answer whatever Praveen is asking?
Okay.
Mhm. So his question is, let me clear his question. His question is, in this case, why are we printing our data in this format? And why in this case we are printing our data in this format? That is what the question is, Praveen.
Yes, yes. I mean, it is unpredictable for me. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, so Lovita, please answer this question.
Okay. So Pradeep, when we go to
Yes,
the print statement, it says print x, and we say the x value starts with 52. So it has printed for us 52. Then it goes to the next statement because the for loop is a sequential step. And here it says print x, and again the print x for this is again 52. So after we have placed end is equal to double quotes, and we have given a space there because it will include a space between every number it prints. So that is the reason why 52 space 52 is given. Now again the loop goes to range 52 statement. And when we say 52, after that we are saying minus 2. So it is like 52 minus 2. So here x becomes 50. And print x of the second statement, it says like you are putting what we call in the programming language like new line. We didn't ask it.
right. Right, Lutha, I got your answer, but my question is only that in the above case in range 3, this is the this is vertical and this is horizontal, right? So both places we uses end
Okay.
function.
Wait
Okay.
a second. I am let me execute it now. That will make it more
Mhm.
clear. Okay, so in this case it is printing like this, and in range 3 it is printing like this, right? That is what you are asking, Praveen, that why is it printing here like this, and in this case why is it printing like this, correct?
Mhm.
That is what your question is, right? That
Right.
when our data is printed like this and when our data is printed in this form. So Lohita, you have to just answer that in the same thing. That why is my data printed like this, and why is my data printed like this in
Okay,
these two
so it's
examples?
simple. Print X by default gives you a vertical print statement. Like the data is always going to the new line, and it prints the data in the new line. But whereas and is equal to is an operator or a command, you can say, which is used to print your output in a horizontal format.
Okay,
Okay.
is it clear?
Yes, Ashish, in the range 4, can you uncomment this one? Print end lines, yes.
Okay, so let me execute it. Sorry, it is on the debug mode, and there are no debuggers. So let me go back. Yeah, now tell me, Praveen.
Yes, I mean this. See, this time it is print and print
Okay,
end.
let me
Both are.
explain you. Let me explain you one more time, Praveen. Okay, Aloysia, I'm meeting you. Thank you for your page of support. So, see, okay, whenever we are using n equal to anything, it is not important space. If I
Mhm.
write at the rate, if I say after every value of x, I want this,
Mhm.
and then I want the next data. So whenever I'm using and equal to anything, so it performs the same operation. So when it goes inside the for loop, first it prints the value of x, it prints the value of x, which is 52. Whatever I will be giving inside end, then it will print that, and without moving to the next line. Keep in mind, without moving to the next line, it moves here, and it again prints X. So it is not moving in the next line, it again prints X, which is 52. Now, since I have not given anything as end here in the second line, I have not mentioned my end operator in my second line, so it by default moves to the new line. So that is why after printing 52, it moves to the new line. So now here again it prints you 50, the next value of X, then the end of stuff, then the value of X, then it comes to the new line. So that is what the scenario is. Now if I execute this, now you will see, now see, for first of all it prints you the value of 52, then it prints you the value of end. So whatever you are giving in place of end, it prints you here. Then it again comes to the next line, it prints you 52. Since we have not given anything as end here, it goes to the next line directly. Is it clear this time?
Ashish, my confusion is still there actually. If if we want to vertically print or horizontally print, is there any rule for end?
By default, every data is printed in vertical format, Praveen, when you're not giving anything as end. But whenever you want to print something in a different format, you can use the end operator. That is the only difference.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. So, Guru, you are saying, I think his question is different. If my understanding is correct, why are we using same end equal to this, and but how come it's printing vertical or horizontal? That's why are we getting so much confused in this end operator? That is not at all important. Just keep in mind, guys, by default, everything is printed in vertical format. But whenever you want to print anything in a different format, or if you want to change the end stuff, in that case only you have to use the end command. That is it. So please don't get confused. It is not at all a matter of vertical or horizontal. In case if you want to print the data in vertical format, everything is by default in vertical. In case if you want to print the data in horizontal format, just give end equal to space. That is it. That is it. Keep in mind. Rest you can read and come to me by tomorrow. Okay. Is it clear to everyone this time? That was the only one difference which exists. Don't get confused. You guys are getting confused. Okay. By default, everything is printed. I'm repeating myself. By default, everything is printed in vertical format. The next time it is print. In case if you want to print it in horizontal, you can give the end operator as space. Yeah. Okay. So let's move ahead. So the next topic that we have to start is the while loop. I have one more question. Let's see. Manoj, you're saying, can you please unmute me? Yeah, maybe give me a second. Yeah, Manoj, tell me.
Assist if you're doing that end command in the second print, so it's printing vertical, but it's printing 52 52 then 50 50 then like that. So how does it come like that? Why not printing a fast operator in the like 52 to 12 and then again 52 to 12?
That is what we are discussing for the last 20 minutes, Manoj. Right. So, okay, I want someone else to answer this question. Whom should I select?
No. My question is, Assist, my question is, if you put the end command, end operator in both the print one and
okay,
print.
let's try this. Let's try that also. Not at all a problem. Right. Now, what you are expecting? Now, what is the output you are expecting? Maybe then I will execute it. What are you expecting as an output?
If using a single one, then it's working fine, 52 50, then going like that, decreasing by 2. And if you printing this one, so it's printing like 52 52, then 50 50, then 48 40, like that is going. So
So this is what it is printing,
yeah, this is this
right?
one printing, right?
So Purush, you said this is easy, right? So I'm unmuting you. Just try to explain this. Explain it, Purush, please. Why is it printing the data in this format? Manoj.
Okay. I guess first it will check the first print statement. It will check what variable we are using. It is x, and x value is 52. And then next argument in this print function is end space. So it will give one space. Then it will move to x, which is again 52. So it will print x again, which is 52, and then one space. And now the x would keep on decreasing its value by 2. So after 52, it will be 50.
So that is what exactly is, Manoj. That is what the exact expected output is also. First of all, it is printing the value of x. Then it is again
Okay.
giving a space. It is again printing the value of x. It is again giving you a space. Then it is again printing the next value of x, and the execution is continuing.
So that means the for here is for loop checking the each condition. First print, then it's going to check if another print is there, then it's going for second print, right? And then
Yeah,
they're going to then this is
if there
going to
are
decrease by 2, right?
yeah, even if there are 4 or 5 prints, it will go to each and every line one by one. And once all those entries are completed, then it will go to 4x, wherein it will check what should be the next value. So next value
Correct.
should be decreased by 2. Then it will be that value. Then again start going to all these prints which are within
Okay,
that
okay,
particular.
okay, got it. Thank you.
Is your query clear, Manoj?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Yeah. Claps for Purush, please. Round of applause. Thank you, Purush.
No issue, no problem. Thanks.
Okay. So do we have one more question? So Lohit is here. I think if we debug and show, it will be more easy for all to understand how loop is running. Okay. So let's do that also. Let's perform the off stuff. So if I debug here, now if I execute it in the debug format, so the debugger is on. Yeah. So if you come through the debug stuff, it is stopped here. It is stopped here, which says the value of x right now is nothing. Okay. So let me move to the next line. So here value of x is 0 1. Now if I move to the next line, so it does not actually help Lohita because there is no need of debugger here. That will actually confuse you guys more. So that was the reason I was not using debugger, because here I'm not going step by step. It is not, I'm not going inside the print statements also, because that will be a huge task. So here debugger is not actually important. I think everyone is on the same page regarding it. I'm not using debugger to make you guys more confused. Okay, sorry. Then go to console to show the value. Manoj, you can try this at your own once. I guess we should move ahead. Okay. Yeah. So now suppose I this is what exactly the for loop is. I'm going to now explaining the while loop. In while loop also we are having similar stuff, but the syntax is different. For loops will be practiced more and more. We have to practice more for loops. I'll be giving you the assignments that will be containing 50 to 100 questions of for loop. You have to solve them. So that will make you strong if you do not copy and paste it from internet. However, I'll not be giving you any question which will be available on internet, but still. So What is the while loop, guys? If anyone knows already, what is the while loop? What is a while loop? Anyone? Ashwin, since you are good in Java, you must be knowing what is while loop. Basically, continuous loop difference. What is the difference in while loop and for loop, Ashwin, in terms of Java, when I say, or any programming languages? What is the basic difference? Hitesh, you're getting confused with your answer. It does not execute at least one, that is the do while loop. Okay. Yeah, so Ashwin, have you
Yeah.
unmuted yourself?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, sure. So the difference between a while loop and a for loop is, see, while will work until the actual criteria is being met. Okay. So in the case of a while loop, see, it has an entry criteria and also the exit criteria is the same. So as long as the condition is being met, once it enters, and it will keep executing. Say, for example, I'll give you a practical experience. Okay. For example, when we do test automation, we would actually be waiting for some element to appear. Okay. Because we click something, and then I would actually put a while loop and check if that element is appearing for every 10 seconds. Okay. Try to click on it if that element is appearing. So in this case, I don't know how long it's going to wait. Okay. It's basically implicit wait, but then you'll not know how long it's going to, you don't know the time it's going to take. Okay. So you need to run it multiple times. So for that, you will use the while loop. Whereas the for loop is mainly used where you know actually the range. You know, when the range is definitely known, you can use a for loop. But if the range is unknown, you can use a while loop. That would be the main difference, Ashish.
Okay, thank you, Ashwin. Mm, so we have so many answers, checking the condition first and moving to the next. In other words, it will keep on running till the time the condition remains true. Okay, so while loop is correct, as Ashwin explained it to all of us. In a more nutshell form, I'll say while loop is used to execute some statement as long as the condition is true. So let me write it. It is executed as long as the condition is true. So keep in mind while loop executes as long as the condition is true. Okay, and the while loop is mainly based on some conditions here. So what is the syntax? What is the syntax? So the syntax for while loop here comes is very simple. It is a while keyword, then it says check the condition, and then it says activity block. It says activity block. Yeah. Keep in mind the indentation, okay, always. While condition activity block. Let me take an example. If I want to print a line number of times, so as an example, I'll say print. Okay. So I'll say while. Let me take a variable as I equal to 1. So while I am saying while I is less than 20, I'm giving a condition here. I'm giving a condition which is while I is less than 20. It is not important either you can give a parenthesis or if you do not even give a parenthesis, it will work. So I'm saying print value of I is so dot format I. Let me execute it. So what is happening, guys? Here, what is happening? Anyone can tell me what here is happening? It is keeping on executing. What did wrong? Yeah, so this was an infinite loop, guys. This was an infinite loop, which was our problem. So why it went inside the infinite loop? Because every time the value of I is 1, and we're neither incrementing it, neither decrementing it, we're not performing any operation here. So every time it says 1 is less than 20, yes, false, this is the correct statement. And every time the statement is correct, it performs its operation. That is why it's called an infinite loop. So after this, I'll say I is equals I plus 1. So I'm just incrementing the value of I every time. So now if I execute it, yeah, see, it starts from a value of I is equals to 1. It starts from here, value of I is equals to 1, and it moves till value of I equals to 90, because we are using the less than operator. Okay, so did I missed something? This can also be done using for loop. Definitely everything which can be done using a while loop can be done using a for loop. Yeah. So this was one example of your while loop. Let me take one more example of the while loop. Let's find the number of n numbers, n first numbers. So as an example, I'll say let's take an input from the user, integer input. One more example. I'm saying, hey boss, enter the number. I'm taking a number. I'm going to add it every time. I'm taking one more variable I equal to 1 just to make you guys easy. So I'm saying while I is while, so what exactly I'm trying to make here is I'm trying to calculate the sum of first n numbers. So I'm saying while I is n minus 1, right? Because I have to calculate the values of n numbers. So I'll say it will be n, okay. While I is less than equal to n, since I want to calculate the sum of first n numbers, so what I have to do, nothing but I have to just sum equals to sum plus I, because I is the value, and every time I am saying I equals I plus 1, and once it is completed, I'm going to print the added value is format, and the value is sum. So let me execute this. So it is asking the number. Suppose I'm asking the number, I'm entering the number as 5. So it says the added value is 5. So can anyone tell me what is wrong here? Yeah, we have to add I every time, not 1. So let me execute it one more time. Enter the number. I'm entering the number as 6. So it says the added value is 21. If you add first 6 numbers, the output is 21. So as an example, I'm explaining this code one more time. The code is responsible to find sum of first n numbers. First n numbers. So the first thing I'm doing here is I'm taking as an input the value of n. I'm taking a variable sum which is having a value 0. I'm taking a variable 1 where I'll be starting because the number starts from 1. Okay. So 1 is less than 0. I'm checking the condition is while the given number, the number I'm using for iteration is less than the given number of the user. Since if this condition is true, I'm adding that position, I'm adding that number inside the sum every time, and I'm iterating the loop. So once the loop ends, the complete value is displayed. Is this example clear to everyone? Is this example clear to everyone? How can I find the value of first n numbers? The summation of first n numbers. Is it clear? So one more time, please. Okay, just let me give you an example. Let me explain this one more time, Hitesh. So what exactly we have to do? We have to find the solution of those n numbers. Okay. So first of all, in the first line, I'm taking the number from the user, whatever the number is. In the second line, I've taken a variable which is 0 because by default, the sum is 0 to every number. And I'm taking a variable I which will be used for your conditions, which will be used for the conditions. So I'm executing a loop. I'm executing a while loop. I'm saying while the value of I is less than the number which is given by the user, because I have to find the sum of the numbers which are given by users. If there are 6 numbers, so I have to add the first 6 numbers. So that is why I'm checking the condition while the given number is less than this number or not. If it is, then I'm saying sum equals to sum plus I, which is by default the value of sum was 0. So 0 plus the default value of I is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. The value of sum is now 1. After the first iteration, the value of sum is 1. Okay, then it prints goes, it says I equals to I plus 1. It again moves here, checks the value is correct. It says the updated value for sum is 1. The value of I is 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So updated value for sum is 3. It comes here, it adds I, goes to the code, comes down. It says the updated value for sum is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. So the updated value for sum is now 6. And the loop is continued till the number is executed, till the condition is matched. Once it is matched, it prints you down the value. Yeah, great. So this was a while loop. So you guys have to tell me at least 5 differences by the next class. I had that question in your assignment between for loop and while loop using examples. Okay. So then we have something called transfer statements, which is the break statement and the continue statement. Okay, so there is one more important stuff in Python. There is an important functionality. So let me explain, show you the functionality. Python says you can execute loops with an else block. This is an exclusive feature of Python which says you can execute a for loop or a while loop with an else block. What does it mean? It means, let me show you an example only, by the help of an example only. So, what example should I take? Let me say I'm printing all the numbers. So, for x in range 10, okay, I'm saying print x. So I'm saying print x, sorry, and I'm saying else we can use an else statement like this: print execution is completed. Execution is completed. So let me execute it. Okay, so we missed it. So 6. Now see. So see now, first of all, it prints you all the numbers from 0 to 9. It prints you all the numbers from 0 to 9. Then it executes the else block. So keep in mind the else block is always executed once our for loop or our while loop is executed successfully. So let me write it down. Else block is always executed whenever the for or the while loop executes successfully, right? So okay, if anyone can help me by the term, what do I mean by the term when for or while loop executes successfully? So what is the scenario when it is not executed successfully? Can anyone give me an example that when it is not executed successfully, a loop is not executed successfully. Anyone? What would be the scenario in which the loop is not executed successfully? Just like we saw the infinite loop earlier. In that case, the loop, since it is already infinite, it would not be a infinite statement. So that. Should it not be the other way around? By this, what do you mean, Purush? You mean when the input criteria is not met? In that case, the loop is not executed. I'll show you an example where we missed giving I plus 1. No, Narita, that will be infinite loop, and if there is an infinite loop, in that case, it will not move ahead, so the execution will stop there itself. If the condition is not met, else should execute when for a while loop is not successful. No, that is the catch for it. So it is not the other way around. It is the same thing that I have printed here. Now let me show you the other way around. What does I mean with the term not executed successfully? Now suppose if I'm saying, let me take an example. So first of all, let me change the value. So the example now taking is, I'm saying for x in the same example, range 10. Let me print the statement here to avoid confusions. Not executed successfully. Okay, so for x in range 10, I'm saying if I'm adding a condition, if x is equals the value 6. If x is equal to the value 6, I'm saying in this case break. Else I'm saying continue. Okay, and print. Okay, I'll say print x. I'm saying else print this is else block. So guys, we have two keywords with us. The first keyword is the keyword break. The second keyword is the keyword continue. So whenever we use the term, whenever we use the keyword break, they're always used with loops. They cannot be used outside the loops. Keep in mind the first pointer. So whenever I use the term break, it simply means to come out of the loop immediately. To come out of the loop with immediate effect, no matter what is written after the break statement, it will just directly come outside the loop. That is what the term break means. And continue, as it normally says, we have to just simply continue the loop. That is it. So as per my example, I'm saying for x in range 10, if the value of x is 6, then break at the same point and come out of the loop. Otherwise, continue. So if I execute it, you can see not executed successfully. There's so many, I'm myself getting confused. Just a second. Execution is completed, not print, not executed successfully is printed. But this time it is not printing me the else block. Now if I come here and if I say print, this is the normal flow of code. Now if I execute it again, see, it is simply printing me this is the normal flow of code. So what exactly happened? The loop was not successful because we used the break statement. So whenever we use the break statement, whenever the value of x matched 6, it breaked. Once it breaked, else block will not execute because the for loop is now breaked. It is not executed successfully, and the rest remaining statements continue their basic execution. Continue the basic execution. Is it clear? So, Purush, you're saying in this example, first else condition is not required, I think, because even if we do not use the first else, the code will continue, correct? Even if you will just give me a second, Manoj, I'm already having a question with Purush. I'll unmute you, have seen your text. Give me a minute. So, Purush, you're saying, yeah, it is correct, because even if I don't use the first else, the code will continue. That is correct, but just because to make it more clear, I have used the else block. It was not actually required, okay? So, okay, Manoj, let me unmute you now.
Ashish, as you said, break command is used to break the uh, for loop. Suppose the
Yeah.
x equal to 6, then you exit from the loop and printing this one. This is a normal flow of the code. Why not
Hmm.
going to use, but here is printing 9 also, 8, 9 in
So that is the
output.
previous output, the above output. Don't get confused. That is the above output that is printing. So that is why I have written the line not executed successfully. So the code after this will be the code of our loop. That is the above output. No, don't get
Okay.
confused.
So suppose if x equal to 6, so till
Hmm.
6 it should be printed, right? 0,
But
1, 2, 3, 4.
mhm. But it
But
is
here,
breaking. But it is breaking in the if condition. That is why it is not printing x. First of all, it will continue with the if conditions, right? So if x is 1, there's nothing that we are doing. If I write the print statement here, if I write my print statement here, now it will print me the value of x till 6. So that it is not executing this one because we used the break statement already. Once you use the break statement, whatever is written after that, no matter what it is, inside the for loop, it is not executed. Okay.
okay, so if you want to print the value, you have to use print x before break keyword, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Can you execute this program, this code?
Yeah. So you can see here the value maximum printed is 6 because that is the last value. It prints you 6 and it breaks after that.
So Ashish, this here is this only going to check if x equal to 6, that value only going to print. It's not going to range 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right?
So Manoj, that is for most very simple stuff. You have to just write the print text in the above statement. Now if you execute it, now you can see it is printing all of these stuff 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Then
Is it clear
again
now?
going to check that if x equal to 6, right? And then it's going
Yeah,
to break the statement.
yeah.
Okay.
Is it clear now?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah. So this is about your while loop, guys. This is about your break statement, continue statement. I'll be sharing you the homework tomorrow. That is it for today's session. Loops are completed. We will be continuing with list, functions, tuples, dictionaries, object-oriented programming from our next lectures. The next class will be scheduled on 11th of April at 9 p.m. sharp. Yeah, always welcome. Suggestions are always welcome. Tell me, Porush, what
Ashish,
suggestion
one
are
more keyword is pass also. So in that else if and pass, break, continue, and pass also I saw. So can you explain a little bit about the pass keyword?
Pass keyword is actually nothing, but as the name says, it simply pass that line. So there is no significance of the pass statement. That is why I have not mentioned it here. So you can simply say the syntactically purpose. It does not execute any commands in code. The pass statement is simply a keyword which wherever an empty block is required, we use the pass statement. Now suppose for example, if I say else don't want anything, I can say pass. I don't want to do anything, so I can simply write the pass keyword. So pass keyword does not have any significance as much. It is only used whenever we do not have anything to execute. We write the pass keyword. That's it. Yeah. So please take easy examples of any topic. Then we'll not have too many queries from people. Purush, I believe that was an easy example because that was a very basic example, and you have to raise your levels. I'm making me use of easy examples will not help you guys. So I'll have a mix. I'll have some easy examples. I have some moderate ones, and I have some hard ones also because you guys should know every level to know answer. So it's not only the easy ones. We will be having easy, moderate, and hard examples, all three of them.
So Ashish,
Yeah, you understand.
I have one question. So once you completing the course, at that point of time, you giving any organization level of project to develop or what kind of for
No,
practicing?
I do not have any organizational level code with me because that is not allowed to share. You will be making your own APIs and you will be dealing with that only. That will be your own organizational level codes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just now thinking like that, suppose you have any automated project in for practicing. So if you give some like that, you do like automation for this API or kind of this of stuff or kind of this of services. So ready-made services available in the market. So on that we can practice. So it's easy for us to learn.
Pardon? Can you repeat?
So suppose like if you're using the Selenium, someone giving the Selenium kind of project, ready-made what website to automate kind of thing. So do you have any like API and web services to automate by your own using
We will be creating our
concept?
we will be creating our own APIs. Manoj, as I already mentioned, we will be creating our own APIs. At that point, we'll discuss these questions. Right now, let's just focus on Python only.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
Yeah, one more thing, Manoj. Whenever you are trying to speak something, please text me first and then speak because when I'm speaking something already, there's a no, I distract from the topic. So whenever you want to speak something, just give me a message. I'll unmute you and you will be free to speak. Okay.
Sure,
And this is
Ashish,
a
sure,
suggestion for everyone in the group. This
sure,
is a
sure,
suggestion
Ashish.
for every each and every. Just write your stuff in the questions. I'll unmute you for my end and please speak because it distracts me from the topic which I'm discussing. Yeah. Coming back. Yeah, I understand, but the example which you took now was social complex, so though starting to sharing the suggestion, because we are doing Python for the first time and syntax are different from other languages like C++. Yeah, so that is because we're doing. Okay, Praveen, I'll take your suggestions. I'll take some easy examples as well, and I'll take some hard one also. And again, I'll take some moderate also because you guys have to be practice more as much as possible. I'll be sharing an assignment with you guys. Just practice that assignment and make yourself perfect in this. Once you will be dealing with that, once you are familiar with the syntax of Python, you will not face these issues. So that is why I have not shared any homework in the last session. I said this is the important one. Now I'll share some. Just practice that and get familiar with the syntax. And once it is, that you will not feel there is anything called complex, easy, and moderate. Trust me. When I was at your level, I was also feeling the same stuff. That there, please take some easy examples. But once I'm familiar with the syntax, I'm familiar with the logics. Now, giving any question on HackerRank as well, HackerRank, HackerRank, it is easy for you to solve. Okay, so don't be afraid. We'll be taking a mix of everything, and you guys will be good by the end of the course. What is lexical in Python? I saw in your Python UI video. So Praveen, you have access to my UI Python course as well, huh? So I'll explain it to you in the next class. No problem. The lexical stuff. No problem. I'll explain it to you in the next class. Okay. In my UI sessions, there's a different stuff of Python. So I'll explain you what is lexical. Okay. So Borush, you're saying how many days it will take us to complete Python and when we will be able to start the API automation. So I believe Python will be ending till 19th of March or maybe 25th of 19th of April or 20th of April. After that, we are going to start with API automation. I'll be taking 2 or 3 more classes in Python. That is important. And then we'll be starting with the automation stuff. Okay. Any more questions, suggestions, feedbacks, anything? You guys are free to share. So, okay, guys, we are good to end the session for the day. Thank you all for hearing me patiently. We'll be meeting next time on 11th of April at same time, 9 p.m. sharp. That is all for the lecture today. Stay safe, stay happy, good night, spend some quality time with everyone. Next Saturday only, right? Yeah, next Saturday, 7th of April. Just open the calendar. Yeah, I'll try to make my health better by the next Saturday. So thank you guys. It was nice meeting you. We'll be again meeting on the upcoming Saturday. Bye bye, take care, stay safe, stay happy.